want to thank you for joining us on our first annual Women's Conference. I'm excited to be one of this year's speakers. Let me start off by introducing myself. My name is Carletta Edwards, and I'm a mother of 3. So let me also let you in on a secret. This is my first time doing a video presentation, and I am super nervous, so please bear with me as I get through this. I know I will say throughout this video, but I accept the challenge. I have also taken the liberty of making some notes to make sure that I stay on track. So I will be turning pages and I will be reading from my Bible as well. So today I want to share with you about being an example and how Yah is able to use you wherever you are in your walk. My children have inspired my topic today. Like I said, I have 3 children. They are entering into their young adult years. As a mother and a mentor, I want to be confident that I am providing the best example for them, which brings me to my topic. You are being watched. Yes, sis, you are being watched. You are a role model, a mentor, a teacher to our children and everyone else around us in our walk. We are being watched in our day-to-day walk. We can inspire or uninspire other women in our walk, our talk, and our actions. Sis, did you know that you can inspire in your heartache? We are called to be the light. So my question to you is, does your light attract and inspire, or is it dim and is it hidden? We have many examples that we can read in the Bible of how we can be a light. For this occasion, I would like to read the story of Ruth and Naomi. So as we get into the first part of this beautiful story, it opens up with heartache. Naomi and her 2 daughters-in-law, Ruth and Oprah, have lost their husbands. Naomi, who feels that she has nothing left to give. I have no other sons, nothing left. She blesses her 2 daughters, she kisses them, and sends them back to their mother's houses. But Ruth, in verse 16, she pleads that she stays with Naomi. And I'll go ahead and read over verse 16 because this just kind of explains how she pleads to Naomi to stay. And it reads, "But Ruth said, 'Do not urge me to leave you or to go back from following after you. For wherever you go, I go, and wherever you stop over, I stop over. Your people is my people, and your Elohim is my Elohim.'" So this is a beautiful beginning of this story that started off with heartache, and now we are journeying on. We get to our first example of, or coming from, this woman that says that she has nothing left to give. Naomi decides to leave her place of heartache, her struggle, and Ruth, a woman of Moab, leaves all that she knows. Like Naomi and Ruth, we must leave our heartache, our disappointments, our hurt, leave our mental state of depression and sadness. We must leave Moab. Naomi returns to the land of her kinsmen. She's feeling as though Yah has dealt bitterly with her or towards her because of her loss. Like she can no longer be used. She has nothing left to give. She says, "Call me Mara." I want to pause right there because, like Naomi, I'm not sure about you, sis, but me, I can relate. I can feel that way of, how can I be used? It's that stinking thinking. That's what I call it. How could Yah use someone like me? Does he know my past? Let's get back into this story. But again, she doesn't stay in that mental state. She doesn't stay in that way of feeling. We already have seen how Yah is using her. how she is being an example to Ruth. Now, the time of arrival is the harvesting time of barley. Naomi allows Ruth to go out to the fields to glean after the heads in the field. When we come out of something, maybe something that put us through some emotions of ups and downs, we may need to take time to step away or regroup, regather, relearn. Like Ruth, how she is gleaning after the women in the field. She is watching them closely. She is following after them, after each field, after each stalk. She is gathering bits and pieces to take back to her own household. We can glean the same way from each other. We're not all in the same level of growth. We have those who are just starting off and those who have been here, and more time that we can go to for wisdom. Our conversations can be as simple as Shabbat meals, head wraps, or even skirts. As we move into our beautiful story, Ruth, who has been following the path of the women, gets the attention of Boaz. Now, this is when the story gets good. My favorite part. One of my favorite parts. Let me just say this again. So while Ruth was doing what she was supposed to be doing in the field, while she was focused on what was in front of her and ahead of her, not singing her woes, not telling her story of her days back in Moab, she was about her business, taking care of her home. Boaz took notice of her. I've said, I won't get excited, but like I said, this is one of my favorite stories. Now, Boaz inquiring of who this woman is, because she is looking like one of the women of the fields that reap in his fields. She is working in the field as though she is one of the women that works in his fields. He gets an answer. They said that she is a Moabite woman that came back with Naomi. Now, Naomi, she is making disciples. She is bringing back women with her. She is making her sisterhood. She is being about Yah's business. She is being used by Yah. Now, Ruth, even though they tried to bring back her past, she's a woman of Moab. She's a Moabite woman. You know how they are. They tried to bring back her past. She is known by her company. So their answer is Naomi. She came with Naomi, and she is with the women in the field. Now is the time of winnowing and threshing. This is the time of winnowing the barley. The time is to remove the things that are unpleasant or unpleasing. We need to go through the same process, this winnowing process. That means separating ourselves from things that are, or things or ways that are unpleasant or unpleasing to the Most High. Naomi prepares Ruth for this winnowing. And we get to chapter 3, verse 3, and it reads, "And you shall bathe and anoint yourself, and put garments on, and go down to the threshing floor. Do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking." So Ruth puts on her garments. What kind of garments? When I am reading this takes me back to Isaiah 61 and 10. I'll just share this with you briefly. And it reads, "I greatly rejoice in Yahweh. My being exalts in my Elohim. For he has put garments of deliverance on me. He has covered me with robe of righteousness, as a bridegroom decks himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorns herself with her jewels." So we have here that she has garments of deliverance. So she is delivered from her past. And she has a robe of righteousness. So now she is walking in a righteous path. Ruth has left her past behind her. She has left Moab. She has gleaned after the other women, and now she is walking in righteousness. Hallelujah. So we get to this last part of the story. Again, excited. I'm excited. Please go back and read this story again. I know you're going to be just as excited. What are you being prepared for? What did Naomi prepare Ruth for? What was that moment? So we get to chapter 4. And the last chapter, to see that Boaz has redeemed both Ruth as a wife and Naomi as her kinsman. Sis, in that same way, Yeshua is our Redeemer. He has waited at the gate. He has inquired for us. He has seen us in the field. He has walked us out of darkness, and he has called us redeemed. I want to make sure that you have a few takeaways from what I talked about today. So number 1, don't stay in your hurt. Number 2, glean from the right field. And number 3, you are redeemed. Hallelujah.